أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والتابعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء، ونعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن عين لا تدمع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يستجاب له. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ألهمنا وسددنا، اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وقنا شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا، اللهم أتمم علينا نعمك ظاهرة وباطنة، واسترنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك، وأرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. واللهم نعوذ بك من الفتن ما ظهر منه وبطن، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، وأفوض أمري إلى الله، إن الله بصير بالعباد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We still continue about the time and how to prepare for the time and how to think about the day of judgment and the sign. Last week I shared with you some of the sign, and some of the sign it lead to another sign. I have many people come and go, many people listen, and if you ask how you follow up with what you listen, for example, if this issue is so important to me, what I should do? I should say, oh, let me see what this man talking about. Let me read the book of End. Let me read about the sign of the day of judgment. Let me find all the ahadith he's talking about it. I want to see it by my eyes. And once you do that, once you do the follow-up by yourself, meaning you care, meaning your iman is alive. Last many week, many things happening around me, and it teach me what I say. And again, like we talked about the last week and the week before, what happens if the heart is not ready? And this will be the majority. What happens if the heart iman is not inculcated properly? The heart flip. I know people who know me and they listen to me for years, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, 17 years, 14 years, and they're still coming to me with all kind of drama, family or a job or a situation. And I want to share with you, you remember the example about the movie and who is the director, who is the producer, what do you want? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want you to be occupied about all the drama? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to make you occupied about all the pleasure? No. Ease or difficulty is a cycle in life. Things you like, things you do not like is a cycle of life. Include that weather, health, aging. We talk about it many times. And things you like, things you do not like. But what happened to us? We seek knowledge, we accumulate knowledge. And one situation we do not like, it makes us astaghfirullah al-azim, like all the iman is gone. And everything become negative. Everything become ugly. And every perspective, we take it in the wrong way. We take it in a destructive way. The nafs is high. The nafs is high. And we forget. Nothing can happen. Nothing cannot happen or will happen without the will of Allah, without the knowledge of Allah, without the wisdom of Allah, without the taqdeer of Allah. We talk, we know. A lot of people do not get it. What happens if I have pain and the pain do not go away? Can I complain about the pain? Why a pain will come now? Somebody said, oh, maybe because you eat such and such, but it's already eaten. Or such and such happened to you, it's already happened. Why people have accident? And they lose sometimes their leg or their arm or their eyes or their life, or they lose a car. Why? All this basic stuff, if you ask me, the more I talk, the more I discover we do not have the basic. We do not have it. The oneness of Allah we do not have. All you need, read the companion life, radiallahu anhum ajma'in. How is he used to think about things? Completely different. They were so above all the drama of life. This is why we not hear about it. We hear about their achievement. We hear about what they're doing and what they did. It's almost like they're not married, they have no kids, they have no personal issue. No, they have. But they will never allow themselves to be too low to the point they will become a toy in the hand of shaitan. They know this life has a purpose. And all the things they like and dislike is part of life. And they have to rise above it. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala trial me with somebody to abuse me or call me names or even insult me? We talked about it yesterday. I have some guests yesterday. And one sister, it bothered her, some member of the family who's not clean, who's not neat, and they do this, they do that, or playing TV and music. I tell her, can all this happen without the knowledge of Allah? Can we become distracted with every negative happen? We cannot do that. By this way, in life, to gain your time, you have to be busy with what? Dhikrullah, thanking Allah. Be content with Allah. Love Allah. Think about His bounty. Think about Jannah. This talk is easy. Because our iman is weak. 80–90% of our time, or 95% or 99% of the time, we talk about a meal, we talk about money, we talk about job, we talk about our health, we talk about our drama between each other. Why I call it drama? Because our relationship become weird, very weird. Our relationship become very hollow, very weak. What does it mean? It means the intention, something is wrong with it. And this coming from the reality of Iman. Imagine when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam one time he entered and he find Ali ibn Abi Talib sit and his leg a little bit up. He said, Ya Ali, what are you doing? Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu said, I remember Allah. He said, do you know who's sitting with you? Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By this way, the mu'min always have adab because he know Allah is listening. Allah is watching. But even this, you find out if shaitan really possess me and I'm completely a slave of shaitan, I cannot see. I cannot see goodness. I cannot see anything. Everything is in my eyes ugly. Even from the most people who love me, I take everything and twist it. Why my vision can be twisted? Because my heart is not straight. And when I tell the person you're sick, they think is an insult, and I mean it. When you're not aware about the time, when the most precious time in your life, when you have a certain time, the angel is writing certain things about you, and you're not aware about it, and you allow your nafs to go over and be thinking and manipulate you and make you angry and upset. And I remember incidents 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What do you call this? I have people tell me, oh, do you remember 10 years ago what you said? What you did? 15 years ago? What make us do that? If I value time, if I know I'm very close to the grave, is this a topic? You see, yes, he did to me. Think about the incident is 100% correct. What Allah tell me? What Rasulullah tell me? Allah tell me, idfa billati hi ahsan. Push the bad with good. What Rasulullah tell me? Forgive. Erase. Let it go. Let it go. We do not do that. And when you look at it, it's very tiny things. Allah give me a lot of bounty. A lot of bounty. And He want me to watch His bounty. Thank Him. Value the bounty He give me. And instead of value the bounty He give me, I keep bickering and argue and fight and make a big mess over certain incidents, to the point every word people talk about it, you criticize. This is not the quality of the mu'min. And this is a sign of a sick heart, very sick. It's not sick with me. You are sick with Allah. The disease of the heart is eat you alive. We talked about it yesterday in a session about how to build quality, how to live with a quality. And I took you to Messenger and Prophets, how Allah trialed them with a very hardships, years, not one moment or one, years of hardship, to cleanse them, to prepare them, to strengthen their iman, to make them always above all the hardship, because you have a role model. How many companion or how many prophets or how many messenger you find out he talk about his own drama? No way, you cannot do that. That's why I tell people yesterday, if you allow yourself to be dragged by shaitan and disease of the heart and your nafs and the ill, sick nafs, it will make you dragged to what he said, what she said, who did, what did. There's no ending. There's no ending. Who you destroy yourself, and you destroy your good deed. And nobody will get hurt except you. Only you will get hurt. Dunya and akhirah. What about the time? You lost your time. Don't tell me I'm doing zikr. Don't tell me I'm thanking Allah. If you're thanking Allah, you will not do that. If you're thanking Allah and you love Allah, all of a sudden you see everything positive. Even the most negative, it has a beautiful value to you. And you will never talk about it or argue about it. And everything happen, you will find out is a wisdom behind it and has a wisdom for you. But when the nafs is sick, when the soul is sick, the arrogance of the soul take everything against themselves. And they think, you insult me, you call me name, you do this, you do that, and you forget something, even if it happened. We have two options again: forgive and grow, if the person is right. If the person is wrong and he insults you, it's a gift from Allah to you. You should be very happy. And if the person is right, you should be happy, and you should love him more and thank him. He showed you your bad quality before you die. By this way, all this situation is a preparation. What this has to do with the sign of the Day of Judgment? When you look in the sign of the Day of Judgment, there's many ahadith about that, about this issue. Before the sign of the Day of Judgment, you remember we said the scale will be changed. What it means? Truth will be false, false will be truth, and the vision and the heart will be upside down. This is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he used to do all this dua. Allahumma ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qulubana ala dinak. Allahumma ya musarrif al-qulub, sarrif qulubana ala ta'atak. O the one who owned the heart, make our heart steadfast with your deen. O the one who owned the heart, make our heart steadfast with goodness. Goodness. Goodness is a peace within. And if you have a peace within, you spread peace. Your talk was full of peace. Your face. Some people, astaghfirullah al-azim, when they have the cycle of negativity and shayateen, Allahu Akbar, you can feel them like tremble with anger and rage, even if they make it up like it's not. And all of a sudden, like I tell you, they flip the truth. And shaitan make them and manipulate them. By this way, make them every tiny small issue become a big issue. To the point they destroy their own goodness. Is this how you prepare your time? Is this how you save your time? The companion used to guard their time, big time. If I remember Allah, I remember your badness. If I remember Allah and love Allah and busy with bounty of Allah, I remember even your ugly action or your insult, even if it's true? No. Because if I do that, it will ache me. It will ache me and will destroy me, nobody else. And when the people stay in this state, sometimes nobody can do nothing for them unless they humble themselves to Allah and try to figure out what is He doing. Can you help anybody? No. Because any advice you give it, they will take it in the wrong way. Everything becomes negative. Why? You have a shaitan with them. Everything coming to them, they take it and make it negative because you want to destroy them. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one of the hadith, and this is in Tabarani, wal-Awsat wal-Kabir, wal-Tirmizi, when Aisha radiallahu anha asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he said it will be khasf, a lot of earthquake, and the earth will open and swallow a huge amount of people. She asked, Ya Rasulullah, anuhlak wa fina salihun? Are we going to be destroyed and among us the pious people? He said, yes. إذا ظهر الخبث أو الخبث. Meaning, if the sins increasing, today you go to the mall, you go to the street, you watch your neighbor, you see sins, and now we watch it in a TV. By this way, sins become normal, but the moment sins make him upset. We're supposed to be upset, but upset for Allah, upset for the condition of the Ummah. By this way, if I am busy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah give me the ability to see and put everything in the right perspective. Again, why I'm emphasizing this topic now? I want to save myself and save you. If we cannot rise up over the very tiny miscellaneous things, how we can pass the bigger major fitna? How? How? If we cannot guard our time and make our time useful and be careful, I will show you very few minutes from now. You can have a lot of knowledge, but you have no adab. You have no manner. Not with me, with Allah first. Because with every knowledge, it comes adab. And this adab, to be careful. When you carry knowledge, you should conduct yourself in a certain way. Similar, when you look to the pious people, they alert and aware about Yawm al-Jum'ah, about the hour of Jum'ah, the night of Eid, Laylat al-Qadr, Ramadan, Ashura, the 10th day of the Hijjah. All this, it makes you alert about time. It makes you alert about the special time between you and Allah. Today, when I meet people, you can have knowledge. You can be a spreader of knowledge. You're not alert about the time. You're not alert about the significance of time for you. And when this happens, you can destroy a very pleasure and blessing time for you, and you do not know. What it means, shaitan get you. Can we keep blaming shaitan? No. Shaitan amplify and revive and spoon what inside the heart. I share with you how many advice to always have a clean heart. You see, until now we do not get it. How many ahadith I tell you about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam from the quality of the mu'min to forgive who oppress you. Meaning oppress you. Meaning the person has to make a major mistake. Because what make me special if I forgive you for what? You break a glass? You cook and the rice get burned? There's nothing. But imagine, أن يعفو عمن ظلم, to forgive and erase who are oppress you. Why? Allah wants us to be free from our nafs. What this has to do with the sign of the Day of Judgment. Because when the sign of Day of Judgment come closer, things will be tinted. Even the knowledge, the understanding. And what will happen? The truth become false, false become truth. What it means? The heart is disabled to see the truth. Why is the heart disabled to see the truth? The heart is sick. It's not really with Allah. If you are with Allah, you can see. And when you see, or you do dhikr and dua, or you run away. Because when a fitna coming, everybody wants you to suck you to his own fitna. And your job is to save yourself. I see sometimes family member, they bickering and timing and argue for hours and hours and days. And I look, I said, Subhanallah, is this people alert about time? About the angel is watching? And the shaitan keep bubble you up, bubble you up, Allahu Akbar. And when the person again under complete supervision of shaitan, you cannot talk to them. You cannot. It doesn't matter what you say. They will take what you say and convert it to negativity. This is the work of shaitan, not the work of a mu'min. The mu'min have a good gesture. And you find the same people always talk about, you have to have good gesture. You have to think positive about what the people say. Be fair. And when it comes to the ways you deal with people, is not exist. Is not exist. What about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he said, من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. For the best manner of a Muslim, leave what does not belong to you. By this way, in the end of time, you find everybody busy about the affair of others, the condition of others. And before he know it, he insulting himself between him and Allah. Because when you keep criticize condition, what it means? Nothing can happen without the will of Allah. Why it happened? Again, it has a message. What is the message? Allah wants to see me how I behave. You remember Rasulullah and what the Quraysh did to him? His own family member, what they did to him in Mecca? And when he went to Mecca, he said, اذهبوا فأنتم الطلقاء. Go, you are free. He gave us the high example of forgiveness. When Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he heard who is spreading gossip about his own daughter, big time. He was a man from his own clans. He's supporting him all his life. And what else than that? Somebody insult you for your own daughter? And he call her name and call her with all the amount of dirty things can happen, or can anybody can happen, and it's all lie? He said, I will never support him anymore. Jibreel alayhi salam came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He said, اعفوا واصفحوا ألا تحبون أن يغفر الله لكم. Erase and forgive. Do you love Allah to forgive you? When Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu heard that, he said, Wallahi, I forgive him. Wallahi, I forgive him. Wallahi, I forgive him. And I will not stop supporting him until I die. There's the quality of the mu'min. He didn't revenge. He did get anger against him. And this big mischief. Imagine today, we generating mischief is not exist. We take incidents and flip it in different way. We take tiny incident and make it a big issue. And by the way, the early people, they said, when a person running, collecting the mistake of other, he has no time to correct his own mistake. I see people day and night criticize everything, day and night. This building and this law and this government and this and this and this and this. Criticize. Ya Allah. Sometimes it shocked me. And if you said to the person, do zikrullah, the person get upset. He said, you don't want me to talk to you? You call this talking? What is talking? What Rasulullah teach us to talk about? Are we too far to the point we do not have to really live the Iman, but we spread the ahadith, we spread the ayat, and maybe one ayah and one hadith cursing his own owner? May Allah save me from among the people of that. This is why, believe me, the time coming very near, I have to disappear. Because nobody is willing to listen. Nobody is willing to comprehend. Everybody going to a crazy cycle, vicious cycle, unstoppable, of mischief and fitna. Imagine when a person for weeks living in one topic only. And you see that in a family member, between husband and wife, brother and sister, people in general, neighbors. This is a sign of the day of judgment. When we become manipulated by shaitan very easy. Why? Because the heart is sick. Because the shaitan cannot manipulate a good, healthy heart. He can, but it will be for a short time. And the person wake up and go back. By this way, please, brother and sister, be careful about the time, how you use your time. And you will never, take it from me, you will never value your time when your heart is sick, thinking about the negative of other. And otherwise, actually you lose. And otherwise, actually you lose. May Allah save us and make us save and guard our time, save and guard our tongue, purify our heart, and make our heart full of peace. You remember the famous dua and talk between me and Allah? When I used to tell you, and this I discovered at least around 15, 17 years ago, when I went to Medina for Umrah, and somebody gave me a gift about the name of Allah. And inside, it was only one topic about Allah as-Salam, the owner of peace. And Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya, he said, one of the name of Allah, a lot of people is absent from it. If they comprehend it, it will be sufficient for them until they meet Allah. And from this day, I always make this dua, oh Allah, make me live with peace. Make me spread peace. Make me talk about peace. Make me allow people to go to you, Ya Allah, the owner of peace. Make me die in peace. Make me enter my grave in peace. And make me resurrected in peace. And make me enter the land of peace, Jannah, inshallah. This talk is easy. But to do that, when you put your head in a pillow, you have nothing in your heart against anyone. My dear brother and sister in Islam, take it from me. This message from deep, deep of my heart. If you're not going to clean your heart, your own sickness of your heart will get you, dunya and akhirah, and can make you destroy all your good deed, all your goodness. And this will make you also lose the most beloved people to you, the most precious people to you. You will lose them. People who not live in peace, they cannot spread peace. Their own disease, their heart will eating them. Now, how we can save our time? How we guard our time? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, one of the most closest things to Allah, the oppressed one, and one of the most closest things to Allah, the dua of the oppressed one. And this should allow us to be careful of causing zulm to other. But I saw something in my life. The people who commit the ultimate dhulm, they believe they are the oppressed one. They are the Muslim. And this you see it even in the news. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz radiallahu anhu reported عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والله أعلم. Do you want me to show you who is the most low and the most evil people among you? They said, who, Ya Rasulullah? He said, whoever eat alone and he will not be good and be oppressor. He said, do you want me to show you somebody worse than that? They said, who, Ya Rasulullah? He said, the one you cannot be safe from his goodness, meaning you cannot wait for his goodness, and you cannot be safe from his evils. And after that he said, do you want me to show you somebody worse than that? He said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. He said, a person, he have hate and anger against people, and people have hate and anger against him. And Isa alayhi salam, one time he stand up and make khutbah to Bani Israel. And he said, Ya Bani Israel, don't talk with wisdom with the ignorant. You will be an oppressor to the wisdom. Because sometimes when you try to be wise with an ignorant person, the person take it in the opposite way. And now the wisdom become a mischief. By this way, when a person is not ready to hear, when a person is not ready to receive, just be quiet and make dua. وَلَا تَمْنَعُوهَا أَهْلَهَا فَتَظْلِمُوهُمْ. And don't deny the people from your wisdom if they accept it. And don't honor an oppressor. By this way, he will oppress you. And after that he said, Ya Bani Israel, life is three. Something you understand, and Allah give you guidance in what is this issue is, follow it. Follow the guidance. And a situation, you know the evil about it, get away from it. And something is tinted, is mixed, you're not sure, return it to Allah and ask Allah to guide you and show you the way. Wallahi, if we belong to Allah, Allah will guide us. Wallahi, if we belong to Allah, Allah will guide us. But if we belong to Shaitan, Shaitan will lead us to his own net. My dear brother and sister in Islam, talk is a lot, wisdom is a lot, but where the heart is ready to receive the wisdom. And even if I do not have a wisdom, where is the heart calling Allah to give him wisdom? Can I have a heart full of rage and anger and all kind of nasty things against people, even if it's true? What do you call that? Is this heart will be clean? Is this heart will really be enjoying zikrullah? And you want to tell me you're doing dhikrullah and your heart is so clean and nothing coming from your mouth except negativity? How many ahadith about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam when he said whoever open a hole for his brother, he fall into it. I see it in my life over and over again. But you think the person see it? No. No. Can you show a blind? No. Unless the person make tawbah, go to Allah and ask Allah to give them tawbah. Now they can see. But how many of us, in any condition we have, we beg Allah and we make tawbah? How many of us see goodness and remember goodness? I was telling people the famous verse in Quran, فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرُكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. It's very simple. It's very simple. But Allah tell you to remember Him and don't be kafir. Kafir is the ni'mah of Allah. How many of us living in unbelievable ni'mah, but are we really thanking Allah for His ni'mah? We said we thank Allah for the ni'mah. But if you're thanking Allah for the ni'mah, how come you're busy with the mistake of other and things happened to you in the past? How? The reason I talk to you about all this, because the more you get closer to the Day of Judgment, you want your heart to be clean the maximum you can. Because the more your heart will be clean, the more you can see. The more you can put everything in the right perspective, the more you can guard your own good deed. The more you can elevate yourself by being silent or saying good, remember Allah, read Quran, do ibadat, do good deed, or spread goodness. I was planning to talk to you about today the adab, and the importance with adab, manner, and how adab is many levels. And this adab is adab with Allah. It's a big topic, beautiful topic. One adab to gain knowledge. The knowledge of Islam, the knowledge of Iman, the knowledge of Aqidah, the knowledge of Hadith, the knowledge of Sharia. And some people do that very well. But they forget another thing, which is this is the second level. The people who try to purify their heart and have adab with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third people, the people who purify their heart completely and focus their time and their effort and their tongue to remember Allah, to gain the blessing time between them and Allah, and seek the precious time when you can communicate. And you will never able to do that if your heart is dirty. Never, never. You have to be free. You have to be free. And nobody can do it for you. Nobody. Nobody. Certain things you have to do it by yourself. And we have many examples of messenger and prophet, how they have adab with Allah. And I was going to share this with you, but it's a lot. From Ayyub alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Ibrahim alayhi salam. We have plenty in Quran about that. One person came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, sometime when we get washed or something, our private part can show up. He said, save your private part except from your wife. He said, Ya Rasulullah, and what happens if we are alone? He said, Allah ahaq an yustaha minhu. Allah is more important to be shy from Him more than anybody else. When you are alone, the more you shy from Allah, the more you're careful about the way you behave. This is one of the highest iman. Today we do not care about that. Go back to the beginning of Revelation. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Jibreel came to him in the first time, and he went to his wife, and he said, Dathiruni, Dathiruni. And he was thinking, Shaitan or the jinn did something to him. She said, no, no, Ya Muhammad. But when this being coming again, let me know. Khadija radiallahu anha. And Khadija radiallahu anha, look at with her own wisdom. When Jibreel came again, according to some reports, she takes the hijab off. Jibreel disappeared. She said, Ya Muhammad, this is an angel. He's shy from me. This is not a shaitan. Do we understand? By this way, one of the early people, he said, from 20 years, I never extend my feet straight when I sit doing dhikr. Shy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of them, he said, focus in the manner hidden and visible, because you do not want to show a certain adab and you do not have it. And whoever loses his adab alone, he will lose it outside. And adab in Islam is so big. Look at when we pray, we put our eyes down, or we put our eyes straight, but not high. Adab. Adab. And when we put our hand in salah, right over left, adab. What about the way we're standing in salah, adab? What about when we hear Quran with manner, adab? And this is how you gain rahmah. Today we're cooking, we're doing this, and we're doing that, and we're doing that. There's no adab. You can do it, but this is not adab. The adab, to have adab in the time of zikrullah, adab in the time of doing it, the way you're sitting, the way you're lying down, the way you dress. And when you do that, the more you do that, now you become soft. Now you become hayyin layyin, easy to be followed and easy to be a leader. And when a situation arises, you deal with it with wisdom. And when something happens, you forgive and you let it go. And you do not let any negativity in your heart. Some people said, oh, but it happened. It happened, it happened. Even somebody steal money from you, what are you going to do? You steal it already. Accident happened, what are you going to do? Once something happened, past, is done. What happened if this happened against you, or it bother you? Again, if it bother you, ask yourself, why it bother me? Oh, it doesn't bother me. Okay, why you remember it and you talk about it? Again, when a person deceived by shaitan big time, shaitan make him manipulate himself and go to a circle and he doesn't see it. And that's why nothing you can do. Nothing you can do and nothing you can say. No wisdom anymore. Unless the person go back to his senses. I see it. I see it sometimes people flip and they lose everything because they forget what they're doing is bad manner with Allah, not with a human being. By this way, you have what is the highest adab. When you look at and the Jews of Islam, the highest adab called taslim, to complete surrender to the will of Allah. And when you do that, you will never complain about condition. Never. What about the person who did this, what he did? But all this stuff, nothing I can do for you. Wallahi, nothing. I only can talk. I only can talk. But if the heart is not ready to receive, if the heart is not ready to understand and hear, nothing you can do. And shaitan will take the person to their own destruction. And even after that, they will be crying over their own destruction and they believe that another person did it. And these are when they started. These are one they fume it. These are one they put gasoline all the time by their own shayateen. Because any situation in life, you can guard it and save it by forgive and be kind. Finished. If you want to be good. If you want to be good and save your time. Save your time, save your legacy, save your heart, save your good deed. Imagine, again, I can keep going. There's a lot of talk about this topic, a lot, and beautiful. You will never do that. You will never save your time unless you have the proper iman. And you will never have the proper iman if your heart is sick, full of dirt. Go back again and see what it means. What called the diseases of the heart. How many of them? It eat the person alive, and in a grave and a hereafter. It can lead the person to be tortured in the grave forever. This is why Imam Abu Hamid Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, he said all the physical illness has one cure, death, except the disease of the heart. The person started to be punished with it after he died. And this is why the early people was really, really careful about cleaning and purifying their heart. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. In a day, no one, no money, no kids will benefit you, except whom who coming with a pure heart. Salim. Read the translation in case you think this is me. They said Salimun from Ghish, Salimun from envy, jealousy, hate, anger, this and that. For Salim. You want to have the nafs mutma'inna. How you can do that? You cannot do that and your heart full of anger and rage and this and that. Whoa, ooh. How? 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 If you cannot receive the message, if the message you take it and you flip it, if every condition become a big drama, if you allow yourself to be a slave of shaitan, you talk about Allah wa Rasuluh, but your tongue and your action is the opposite. You follow the mistake of other. You remember the mistake of other. You sleep and you have a list against people. This is not the quality of a mu'min. And this, a quality of a person shaitan taken for a ride. By this way, one of the most important part to clean your heart, and this only one part, the another part to clean your heart from attachment, to the point, the highest love for Allah and Rasulullah and Muslimin. And if this is the case, you're willing to do anything for Sabilillah, to elevate the name of Allah. You grab every good deed because you do not know when your time will come. This talk is easy only if we have the proper iman to be vigilant about our time, our tongue, our heart. And remember, the tongue is only a translator of the condition of the heart. Don't ever allow shaitan to manipulate you. Ever. This is why even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when one person came and told him, Ya Rasulullah, so and so did such and such, he get very angry. And he said, don't talk about my companion. And don't talk about their mistakes. This was a teaching of Rasulullah to all of them. And when somebody make a mistake, Rasulullah he said, what about the people who do such and such? Today, even when you are in a meeting, like I saw a video in YouTube about a sheikh in Egypt. Very simple sheikh in a in a masjid, and he was praying. He recited some ayat from Quran, and one person behind him, he was a big general in the army. He said, "Why you insult me?" He said, "I don't insult you." He said, "But you recite the verses against me." He said, "This Quran." He said, "Why you choose it?" He said, "I didn't choose it. It just came in my heart." He said, "No, you mean it to me." The Sheikh swear by Allah, he never saw him. He doesn't know him. He said, "No, you won't insult me because I do not pray." By this way, what is the topic? When shaitan get you, he make even the advice over Quran and Hadith ache you, get anger. Imagine, Quran and Hadith make you anger. The advice make you get anger. Everything make you angry. And anger from shaitan. Somebody said, "But I see you get angry." Believe me, sometime I make it. Sometime I make it. I try to make people stop it, because sometimes I care about the people to the point I want them to stop it, but I'm wrong. Nothing I can do. If the person do not clean himself, nothing I can do. This why, in the end of time, remember Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what he said. He said, if you cannot handle the situation and the fitna will get you, the best thing for you is the top of the mountain. Take some sheep and live in the mountain until you die is better for you. Why? Because you cannot mingle with people. The more mingle with people, the more you put you down and make you busy about all this drama. And we do not live the message. Imagine if I'm really living the message, dhikrullah will be above anything. I will never remember anything bad about people. I have no time for that. And even if it happened, I forgive them. Let it go. Why? I do not want to destroy myself. Save your time. And you will never save your time unless you save your heart. Save your tongue. Save your ear. Live the message. Don't allow that life and the drama of life with shayateen to get you. The drama of life will never change. People will make mistakes. Condition will happen. And all the condition happen you like and dislike is part of the qadar of Allah and trial. You cannot control it. If you think you can, go ahead, try. Do your best. And the more you complain about things, the more it will happen. One sister yesterday, she complained about certain condition. And she used to complain about condition less a couple of years ago. I tell her, you remember? I tell you. Anyone complain about condition, the condition coming will be more severe. Because you cannot be content and thank Allah and complain. You cannot. My dear brother in Islam and sister in Islam, may Allah wake us up. And may Allah allow us to see the truth and follow it. And may Allah allow us to see the wrong and get away from it. May Allah allow us to guard our tongue, our ear, our heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the pure heart to sleep and we have nothing in our heart against nobody. May Allah allow us to be for Him, by Him, toward Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guard whatever time left of our life to make it useful time, beloved to Allah wa Rasuluh, and beneficial to mankind and the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq and ability and put barakah and nur and qabul in everything we say and we do. And make us, Ya Allah, sincere in what we say. And make us a living message, not just a talker, Ya Allah. And forgive our sins and the sins of other committing sins against us. And don't make us have anything in our heart against nobody. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. سبحانك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.